Perfect timing. Um, Welcome back, Ishmael Amir. A pleasure to have you again, but we can just jump right in and I'll pass things over you to get started.
Yep, cool. As always, thank you. Appreciate y'all for having me. A little bit just about me. I mean, I've had the opportunity to connect and to present and workshop with the CME for a couple years now, for real, for real. And obviously, since COVID, we've been in more of a virtual setting. So this is my third time this semester getting a chance to come in and just connect. And the purpose of my series and everything that I do with workshops is just all about motivation. I know we all are in the thick of it and live in our lives. Um, I know we was just talking about, Marquis said being close to the end of the semester, or whether it be for Pat or Al with working in the CME, another school year, myself, we got jobs, we got families, all that good stuff. So we always can use the fellowship, the brotherhood. That's why it's always a great time when we get together. I know when y'all come together, more regularly, but when I'm invited and have the opportunity to connect, I always just love getting the opportunity to get to know y'all and chat with y'all a little bit. A little bit about myself. So my name is Ismail Amir. I am 32 years old. I live in West Philly with my wife and my son. My son is 2, and we are expecting our second child, a baby girl, come August. So that's me, just a little backstory, and why I'm so passionate about motivation and just these kind of conversations. When I was young, at 5, my mom passed away from a heart attack, and she had kidney failure. And then when I was 11, my pop actually passed away from a heart attack as well. So I was orphaned at a super young age. Similar to y'all, I mean, we all have our trials, the things that we've been through that have shaped us and molded us. So where I'm passionate about, obviously, in my life now, is being able to just connect, man, and just talk about lives, the things that we've been through, the things that we're going through, and ultimately where we're trying to get to. So again, just super grateful for the opportunity to be able to connect with y'all today. Um, I titled today's workshop, and Everything I'm Not Makes Me Everything I Am. And that is a Kanye West song, actually my favorite Ye song. So check it out, listen to it when you have a chance. But it's a song about the idea of everything that we've been through molds us and helps us become everything that we are and that we're going to be. So we're going to have a little bit of fun today. Hopefully we're going to have a lot of bit of fun today. It's designed to be interactive. I definitely want to hear from y'all. Since it's a small group, I think there's 6 of us total. Since it's a small group, we can be vocal. We can, unmute ourselves to chime in, or if we're more comfortable using the chat, we can use the chat as well. Pat, I will ask that if you just keep an eye on the chat for comments, things like that, because I can't see it with my screen up right now. But let's get into it. I want to be respectful of our time. Obviously, it's 11:15 now. We'll rock until 12, maybe a little bit after 12:10, 12:15 at the latest. So let's get it. So I want to start off with a little bit of an icebreaker, and this is for everybody. What is your favorite movie of all time? Give me your favorite movie. You can put it in the chat, or you can jump in and tell me what your favorite movie is.
Is it The Godfather? Yeah, I might be rocking with The Godfather right now.
The whole series, or which one?
The first one.
Word. All right. I need you to unpack that for me. Tell me why. What about it?
Um, it was for me. It was. I hate that I just said for me. I hate that. I like that movie because how the family was put together. Like they had a code that they all tried to stick to. Like they had principles and just like a way that they wanted to move in life. So I feel like I try to live my life based off certain principles and certain actions, and it was just dope to see how they had a whole family lineage built on moving a certain way. So it was just I don't know, it was just dope how they showed it all.
Pat, my apologies. Pardon me, brother Amir. I ran to get out some water because I know it's going to be a while, and I missed the title of your movie, Pat. I heard everything else except the title of the movie.
Oh, The Godfather. Godfather.
So Pat, for you, it's like And it makes sense. I mean, I know you. The family piece, right? Like they have that familial bond and those ties, and they move with the intent of operating as an entire family.
Mhm.
And then the second piece, like you said, is like those values or those guiding principles that they move by to help define where they're going and what they're trying to accomplish. I respect that. I like that.
Like people had
All
to
right, who
fulfill
else?
different roles based on the circumstances. So like Mike didn't intend to do certain things, but he had to step up and do some things because stuff happened.
Who else? Favorite movie and why?
I'm going in another direction with this. Now, while I respect that, you can't walk away from what Pat said without, having the word loyalty in mind. You know what I mean? Because to me, that's the ultimate thing that, decides whether a person is, a friend or even a family member that I'll deal with. So I could definitely respect that on a loyalty tip. But my favorite movie of all time, was Be Love Jones, because I'm still rooting for him to catch that train, bro. I'm like, if you ever saw the movie with Lorenz Tate, he's and my thing is like, the thing that I like about it is that, sometimes, we all as people put on airs. You know what I mean? Everybody fronting, they cool, they this, they that. But then when people, all of those layers are stripped away, it was this one dude, this one man, and he's feeling this woman. They just went about it playing all these games and whatnot. And then once all that was all stripped away, they had to go away, come back, strip all that away, and then boom, they built something real after that. So, and it talks about Black love and the struggles that we go through. Because I still say the hardest thing for any two human beings to do is to come together in agreement. So that's why that Love Jones would be my favorite movie.
Respect. It's been a long time, I feel like, since I've seen that drawn. But I do remember the premise, and I love what you said around like this idea of um, playing games and then ultimately trying to overcome and recognize the fact that how much time was wasted when you play those games, and then trying to get to it and do the real thing, which is trying to come together for something greater. So, Dre, I appreciate that. Thank you for that share. Who else? Favorite movie? What you got?
That movie was all that. Love Jones used to be my number one, but my number one movie of all times I could watch anytime. I got two. I could watch anytime, anywhere, any place. Is House Party and Friday. That's just
Friday.
anytime, anywhere, any place. I think I watched them probably more than 1,000 times a piece. But House Party is just, I mean, the movie is crazy. It's hilarious. It's you got Martin. They got all of them when they were younger. All the good actors when they was younger. Robin Harris was in there. I don't know. It's just a great movie. I mean, it to me, it was like they was having fun in the neighborhood and nobody was shooting in the movie. Nobody got shot. It was just one of those, it was fights, just like in your neighborhoods back in the day, but it was just all in fun. The school scene, the party scene, was just amazing. So that's one of mine.
You got
I
House
gotta
Party
say,
4 in there too, Al?
Uh,
House Party 4 with Marcus Houston and all of them?
no, I stopped at 3, I think. 2 or 3 was my last one, and then they took it too far. That was it. The one with Bernie Mac was hilarious. I think that was
I feel you on both of those. That more so Friday for me. Friday I've probably seen, I don't know, 400 or 500 times. At just the first drawing, especially the first drawing, everything about Friday, just that combination of Chris Tucker and Ice Cube, that movie's everything. All right, give me one more. Who else?
I gotta say, for me, what's going on, y'all?
What's good?
I say for me, it's Paid in Full. Honestly, that's like my favorite movie of all time. And I don't even know why. Like, it's just like, cause I resonated with A Boogie. Like, I wasn't rich, and I definitely wasn't Rico. But like, A Boogie was like the cool dude who just who always tried to do right, but like the stupid stuff sucked him in. He became successful, but at the end he lost his homie. So I just like, I don't know. I really love that movie. Like, and like the character A Boogie is just, I mean, I'm not saying Ace Boogie is like, I don't know. It's just like that's what a lot of, I feel like, young black men that I knew, including myself, felt like. You know what I mean? Seeing all the other hustlers getting a lot of money, and you trying to go to school, you trying to do the job that pay you $5, $7 an hour, $7.50 an hour, and you like, damn man, like, you know what I mean? And by the grace of God, it almost caught him up, almost killed him. But you know what I mean? I love that movie. I really do.
Yo, I love that. I appreciate that, Kareem. I appreciate everybody for sharing too. And I think what my favorite part of hearing y'all shares is typically, right, like I think you can find a lot out or learn a lot about a person by this question, because we pick these movies because we can identify ourselves in the main character, right? And I think we can learn a little bit about just who we are. I mean, I think about Al's response to a house party on Friday. I would imagine that Al enjoys to have a good time, right? That he's chill, he's laid back, he likes to have fun. Pat, I've known you for a long time, so the loyalty piece, the family ties, the family values piece, Leroy, what you share around pay in full and how you see yourself, right? Like, I love that question, so I thought it was fun. And honestly, fellas, like, this movie theme is what I came up with, and this is going to be the theme for our hour today. But let me jump forward and just share with y'all really quick the purpose of this session. The purpose of the 60-minute workshop is to help you identify your why and empower you to stay focused on where you're going in spite of the distractions along the journey of life. I think we can all agree and align that there's a whole lot of distractions. There's a whole lot of things going on along the journey. And I think through this workshop, I'm gonna share a little bit. We'll talk a little bit about what like the thematics or the outlines of movies and how they all have the same outline or theme in general. And it aligns pretty well with our lives, what we got going on and where we're going. So I got one more question for y'all. And the last question, and I want y'all to write this down, if it's pen and paper or if it's iPhone on notes, because we won't be note taking. We're workshopping today. So I want y'all to follow along and participate. Even if we don't share everything out, I still want you to have it written down because it's going to help us get where we're going with the theme that we're trying to identify. So the question is, if your life were to be made into a movie, what type of movie would it be and who would play you? So just to give you a little overview of what I mean by what type of movie would it be, right? There's a bunch of different movies. You got action movie, you got thriller, you got comedy, you got drama, you got suspense. I'm sure I'm missing some horror. You got horror movies, you got tragedies, you got all kinds of types of movies. I want y'all just thinking about yourself. If your life were to be made into a movie, what type of movie would it be and who would play you and why? We're not going to necessarily share both of these responses out, but I want to take a minute or two just for y'all to workshop and write this down. I share at the beginning of the call, and while y'all are writing, I shared at the beginning of the call, you know, my history with losing both my peoples. And again, it's played a major role as to who I am today. And for a long time, if I had to answer this question, believe it or not, my response would have been, yo, my life is a tragedy. That's just real talk. That's how I felt for a really long time. Yo, my life is a tragedy. I'm 21 years old or I'm 25 years old and I haven't had my parents for more than half my life at this point. This shit is sad. Pardon me, I don't know if I'm allowed to curse or not on the call. My apologies.
You're grown.
But that's real talk, right? Like that's how I thought for a really long time. But again, motivation and mindset is everything. And if I had to answer that question today, the way that I categorize my life is, I think my life is a comedy. And I think that there's a very fine line between tragedy and comedy. One of my favorite movies, I ain't answered the first one, but one of my favorite movies is actually the most recent Joker movie. And he says in the joint, there's actually a line where he says, I used to think that my life was a tragedy, but then I realized that it's actually a comedy. The movie is so dark, but it's hilarious if you've watched it. But that would be one of my favorite movies. So I want y'all to write it down. Hopefully y'all have come up with your replies. And just throw it in the chat, or y'all can jump off really quickly. One word, give me 2 words maybe. Give me the type of movie and give me who will play you. You can either vocalize it or you can throw it in the chat.
I think the type of movie that would I you know what? And listening to this, I had a there were 2 movies that were vying for my top 2. And I'm gonna have to change this to Man on Fire, because that really like you know, besides like the addiction part, you know, because he was drinking and all of that. I mean, this dude was like a sleeper. You know what I mean? People didn't know about him, none of that. You know, it just took him for, you know, he's another dude. He's, you know, hard on his luck, a drunk, or this, that, whatever, and didn't know what he was until they awoke in that inner person.
Thanks.
And I would have to say it would be an action like thriller, but it would be, you know, something along the lines in the pattern of like Man on Fire.
Al,
Something reignited him to give him new goals.
Dre, while you're at it, are you going with Denzel? Is that who's playing you?
Nah, I need somebody a little more. I don't know. I was thinking like Derek Lukes or somebody like that, but you know, I mean, I don't know. I'm like, I don't know. Denzel too old to play me, but whatever. Props to Denzel, but you know, I'm thinking like, I don't know. I'm thinking of a young action. I don't know. I gotta think on that. I'm going to say Derek Lukes for now.
All right. If you come with somebody else, throw it in the chat for me, Dre. All right. Who else? Who you got? What type of movie and who will play you?
I go.
Go ahead.
All right. My movie, I want that joint to be like a drama / romance / comedy, because like my whole life I love, man. Like a love of like a woman, like it's unmatched. Like it's no drug can power love. And I just always felt that way. And romance, because it's like, I don't know, sometimes as a dude, like I get in my bag, like I won't be that romantic dude, but sometimes I'm like, no, that's too much. But like, yeah, I would love to see my story. Like when I get in my little joint with a woman, I feel like that joint can get real. It feel like a movie or whatever, but in a comedy, because like comedy is big. Like I feel like comedy, that's what brings us together, and I always love comedians. Like I think they're geniuses just about how they go out about things. And the one person 2 people who I don't know, I'm between these 2. It's either the bull from Stranger Things that had played my part, or the bull Trevor Lawrence.
All right.
2 handsome young men. So I'm gonna just have to, I don't know, one of them.
Yo, I love it. I love it. Respect. I feel you on the romance or the drama, the love for a woman. Like that's at 100%. And I love what you said about the comedy piece. I think like you said it, comedy is what brings people together, and a laugh, man, it's universal, right? Like everybody's always looking to laugh. And I would say too, everybody's also looking for love as well. So I love that reply. All right. We got time for one more if anybody else wants to share.
I'd say for me, it had to be like a drama type of joint. And the dude who played Franklin would probably have to play me. If I had, I forgot on what's the name of that show? Snowfall. The dude who played the main character in Snowfall, he would have to play me.
I keep hearing I haven't watched Snowfall.
Whoa.
I mean, but he's just gonna be forever Franklin for me.
Yeah, Franklin. Yeah. Pat, do you agree? I feel like Franklin would probably be best for me if my life was a movie. Pat got something else in mind.
No, I need to think on it. I need to sit on it.
All right, bet. Yo, I love it. I hope y'all have written this down, or I'm sure y'all have it in your mind. But this is the theme. We're building the movie throughout this workshop. We're building our movie. So the next piece, and we're not gonna harp too much on this because we're gonna come back to it at some point. But all movies pretty much have a 3-act structure. There's Act 1, which is the setup where we are introduced in the beginning. And then we move forward where we start to understand obstacles. We're learning more about the character. We get to the middle where we're starting to figure out what the climax is, right? Like, what is the big hurdle? What is the big thing that this person or that this character is overcoming? You know, I think about in a love movie, it's always think about Love Jones. It's the fact that they're playing games, and the games are going to lead to something that's probably going to have a major fall off for them. And then Act 3 is that we're going to get into a resolution. In short, all movies, all stories have a beginning, a middle, and an end. Remember that. We're going to come back to that. Y'all know that, but remember that. We are all dealing with conflict. We have all dealt with conflict. Think about it for a second. Our past. And we're going to get into an activity in a minute, but I think that we can align and agree that we have all dealt with conflict in the past. We're all we all are all dealing with conflict, and we're all going to continue to deal with conflict. But again, a theme, there's always the resolution in a movie, right? We have the conflict where something terrible happens, but then the rest of the movie or the third part of the movie is always about what is the resolution to this conflict and how does it all get summed up, either for the good or for the bad. All right. The plot, I'm not going to spend too much time here. We've kind of already covered it, but the plot is the sequence of events where each affects the next through the principle of cause and effect. Something happens, there's an effect, there's an outcome of it.
Wait, Ishmael, real quick.
Yep.
Are you, I'm not sure, are you changing slides?
Yeah, are they not moving?
On my screen, it's on the
Everything I am
yeah, it's
not
not here.
makes me everything I am. It
Interesting.
hasn't moved. Hasn't moved from there.
Interesting. All right, hold on. Come on. All right, let me get back. Let me get back.
Well, what's up, Leroy? What's up, Ad?
What's going on, y'all? What's going on?
Hey, what's up, bro?
Nah, how you feeling?
I'm here, man. You already know.
All right. What about now?
Oh yeah, we with you.
Y'all good? All right. Then I'm not going to go full share. Y'all can follow me.
Right again. I'm gonna take a gist.
Thank you for stopping me, Pat, because I definitely wanted y'all to see this. So yeah, this was the 3-act structure that I share with y'all: the beginning, the middle, the end. All movies got a beginning, right? The intro where we meet our character, we learn a little bit about them, their backstory, what makes them them, and then we move, right? We're moving into Act 2, where we're learning about who they are, what they want, what's standing in the way of what they want. And then we get to the major end of Act 2, which is always, like I said before, that climax, that major scene where, man, in Friday, where Big Worm shows up. Or, well, this is all the conflict. Big Worm shows up, and then immediately after, what happens?
Bergen.
Debo shows up, right? And then the Cube got to fight Debo. Like, that's the conflict. We was all moving towards it's Friday. Big Worm won his money, and Debo just want to jack everybody and take their money, right? So we come into the conflict. That's Friday. And then we have the resolution. Friday, Craig knocks Debo out with the brick. Then he gets the girl. He breaks up with his crazy girl because he got the new girl in Debbie, or not Debbie, whatever her sister, Nia Long, whatever her character's name is, Lisa. And then that's the resolution, right? Y'all follow me. Y'all know movies. Y'all with me. All right, bet. So if we're we're bringing it back to our lives. This is us. We are in the movie. We have the plot. Let's meet the main character. Let's take a couple minutes. Let's do the activity where y'all are going to scribe, note take, write it in your brain, write it in your phone, whatever it is. We are meeting the main character. So this is our activity. And this activity is, what's your why? Right? We want to know if it's, for you, Leroy, it's Franklin from Snowfall. What do we need to know about Franklin that makes Franklin you? So I want y'all to do this. This is the activity. I want you to write down the number of years you've been alive, right? How old are you? I want you to scribble down the best moment of your life so far. When you kick back and you reflect like, yo, this was the dopest time of my life. It may not be a moment. It may not be one particular day or one particular instance, but I know that y'all can pinpoint a time in your life when you feel like, yo, life was good. This will probably be, for real, if we're really filming this movie, this will probably be the intro scene, right? Think about in movies, we typically we get introduced to our character normally at like the best time of their life or one of the best moments of their life, because it helps the audience know like, yo, this is what this person values, right? This is who this person is. This is what a good time looks like. If they was kicking it today on their day off, what would it look like? What would they be doing? What's he like? What's he not like? Who would be there, right? Who's his folks? Who's his peoples that he's going to be with? So this is that piece. This is the best moment of your life. I also next want y'all to write down, and it's a part of it, I need you to write down the worst moment. I shared with y'all what mine was already. It was 2. I could go on and on. It's more than 2, but it was the moments where I dealt with those loss, those traumas that I dealt with. I want y'all to write that down as well. I'm leaving this up on the screen because this is an exercise and we're going to take like 5 to 6 minutes. You can actually start now, but I'm just talking through the bullet points. And then the next bullet point is list as many people as you can that have played a role in helping you get to this place in this very moment in your life. Who are those important people? For me, it's my folks. Obviously, my mom and my pop, even though they're not here. My older brother, my wife now, my son, my friends, for real, the Westchester family that I have, my cousins. Those are the people. And then the last piece, as we're developing our main character, is where is he trying to go? Where do you see yourself in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years? What are you doing? What's it look like? Just write it down. It's 11:39. I'm gonna give us till 11:43 to do this.
Hey, bro, I don't even know if I can even this for like a therapy session. I don't know if I can get this done in that amount of time. I mean,
I feel you.
This.
I feel you. And I anticipated that. For real, the objective, bro, is even if you just write these questions down, because what we're doing here is applicable. It's not designed, right? We're not designed to solve the puzzle in an hour-long session today.
Right.
But my goal is to always just give you the blueprint, to give you some applicable steps or, mindsets that you can put yourself in, activities, experiences that you can operate during your own time to help you as we all on this path, all on this journey of overcoming and then becoming. But I totally feel you, bro. But maybe just write the questions down.
Okay, word.
Yo, it's wild thinking about some of the worst moments. I feel like now I'm at a place where some of those moments where I would have defined them as my worst, I'm like, bro, I'm over that. Like, how long am I gonna hold on to this and try to make this my story? Like, we gotta let go of it. Like, it's not that it's dead, but I can't stay in that place forever. Because if I stay there, then that's gonna be the same me or like the same. I don't know. I'm a always had that woe is not woe is me, but it's gonna be a lot that I want to grow from. That because I'm not in that space no more. So it's crazy how time changes things. Because before I'd be like, yo, my life is over.
Facts.
Right.
Yeah, Pat, and we're gonna get there. But that's major, right? Like I think that's the point. Let me stop talking because we're gonna get there. We gonna get there.
My fault.
You good? You good?
Life is good.
All right, we'll take another 60 seconds. Again, even if you just writing the questions down, that's cool too.
I watched Carlito's Way the other day.
Wow.
First time in a minute seeing that one, and I was just like, dang, he was so close.
Oh, that joint too, Pat.
It's been a minute since I've seen that.
Yeah, that was a good one. It was his day to hair. Carlito's Way, Godfather,
Yes, sir.
something. They was running them back to back to back. I lost the whole day.
I lost the whole day.
What's your favorite Godfather?
The first one.
I like the second one.
Hey, you know it's a good TV show, the Wu-Tang American Saga, John. That John good for some reason. I like
I
that.
keep hearing about that joint too.
It's good, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro.
All right. Let's keep it moving. 43. We doing good on time, but I definitely want to just keep it moving and then we can have some conversation. But I want y'all to think about now. And we was talking about it at the beginning of the call, with the end of the semester coming up, life events coming up, whatever it is. But, what we just did with writing this stuff down was identifying our why, identifying why we do what we do, why we are who we are, why we are where we are. And I'm sure that, again, with more time, you can really, really dive in to this. And that's what I want to encourage y'all to do when you have a chance. Have fun with it, man. Yo, like, we making a movie, which is fire. But this is always the piece, right? Like, each and every one of us, we at a point, we somewhere where we got something that we want. What do you want? And it's different for everybody. It could be, it could be a small or a short-term goal, like, I want to make it through the semester with a such and such GPA. I want to get this promotion at the gig. I want to flip this property. Whatever it is, we all have something that we want right now. And the same thing for movie characters. I keep coming back to Friday. Smokey wanted to get Big Worm his $200, and he was willing to do it by any means necessary. They broke into the crib with Debo to Stanley. I think it was to Stanley's crib. They broke into Stanley's crib. They got the money. Well, Debo got the money. And then fast forward when Smokey broke into Debbie's crib while she sleep with Debo, trying to get the money. I swear that might be my favorite scene in the movie. When he sniffs the straw, yo. And then Debo wakes up.
Yo, and start drinking and
Yo.
That's a great John. That's
But y'all feel me, right? Like, we all have whatever it is that we want, that we are willing to do whatever it takes. When Debo sits up and Smokey jumps out the window, right? Like, he was in there and the conflict or the confrontation popped up, woke up, and he knew that Debo would have killed him if he had seen him. So he jumped out the window with no regard for what was on the other side of the window.
Nothing. I don't care. I'm just getting out of here.
So
fight or flight, legit.
We all have what we want in this very moment. But at the same time, we're all dealing with a conflict in this very moment. Pat, you said at the beginning of the John, I guess you taking a class and you're like, that John is going to have to go, right? Like, that class is going to have to go. Because it's giving you some kind of frustration or turmoil or anxiety or whatever the hell it is in this very moment. We all got that going on. So for y'all, when you're creating your character, yourself in this movie, I want y'all to be detailed. What is the conflict? what are the barriers or the thing that's standing in your way? Shit, I mean, let's take a second right now. And there's a lot that we could go off of. We just came off of 2020. But for real, we're still in 2020, right? This pandemic ain't over. We still in 2020. We still in the city of Philly, which is having all-time gun violence, right? Where we've seen it, we dealing with it on a daily basis, to our left, to our right. That's just in our proximity in the city of Philly. And then you go macro, even wider, you got everything that's going on in this crazy ass country with the Chauvin trial. You got the most recent murder. Like, there's everything, right? We got mental health. We all got mental health issues, things that we're dealing with. Let's keep it funky. No one is absent or exempt from it. We got family issues. Loved ones may be sick, or is drama, or whatever it is. We all got it going on. We got friends that could be providing conflict, or they could be helping remove the conflict, but we have that conflict regardless. There's a bunch of different things that are factoring in to our conflicts that are potentially standing in our way of overcoming the thing right now that we're focused on overcoming. But I just want to bring us back, right? Because I feel like that can be a heavy place to sit in and to dwell in. But I just want to bring us back. And I want to remind us that every single story has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And we did a lot already over these past 40 minutes. We did a lot where I had y'all reflect on conflicts early in your life that you went through. That, Pat, now we're at the point, Pat, where you said, I don't even necessarily like acknowledging or talking about the most difficult time in my life, because it's like, yo, when am I going to, right? Like, when am I going to step up and move past this and get over this? And you have, right? If we look at our lives right now in this same 3-act structure, Act 1, we already had conflicts. We already had things that we've overcome. Regardless of if you know it or not, you've already overcome that thing because you're standing here today. You might still be dealing with it. There might still be some after work to be done, but you've gotten over that thing. Why? Because you didn't die. If I'm keeping it funky with you, right? Like, the fact that you're still standing here today, that you're listening to me, tells me or means that you've already overcome that conflict because you didn't die. So that's that was Act 1. But again, where I'm at with y'all, right? A beginning, a middle, and an end. I want y'all to ask yourself, in the grand scheme of things, if my life is a movie, if my whole life is a movie, where am I at right now? Am I closer to the end of the movie? Also, AKA the end of my life? Or am I closer to the beginning or the middle of that thing? I'm just going to go ahead and say chances are you ain't close to the end. That you're closer to the beginning or closer to the middle than you are the end. We're all dealing with conflict. All y'all were able, I'm sure, to come up with something that y'all are dealing with right now, conflict-wise. We've all dealt with conflict. Remember, that's our past. The conflict we dealt with, and then presently we're dealing with conflict. If we're dealing with conflict, then that means we're still in the middle of the story, which means what? That the resolution is still yet to come. So we still have the other side of that conflict to come. So let's cheat forward, right? The resolution. What is it going to look like when you overcome this current conflict that you're dealing with. Whatever it is, it's personal. Y'all know what your current conflict is. I'm not going to ask y'all to share it. But I do want y'all to write down, to visualize what it's going to look like when you overcome that conflict. Again, short term, man, what it's going to look like is the end of the semester. What it's going to look like is I'm on summer break. What it's going to look like is I can do whatever the hell I want to do because I don't have to worry about going to class tomorrow. Resolution. This house that I'm trying to flip, what it's going to look like is when I sell it and make this 15 grand off the sale of this house, what it's going to look like is I got 15 grand more than I had 6 months ago. And I'm going to be able to do X. Conflict with my girl. What it's going to look like is we're going to be on the same page. We're going to be on one accord. She's going to know that I'm in this with the best intentions, with the best mindset, that I got a plan and we're going where we need to go, and she's going to listen. She's going to know what it is. That's what it's going to look like. And she's going to stop all of this all the time. I might be, my bad. I might be projecting a little bit on y'all. It's like,
I feel you, bro. I feel you. I feel you.
I want y'all, for real, I want y'all to write the resolution, man. Make it clear, make it plain as day. The other question for the resolution, right, is like, and I'm going back now. I'm going back real quick. Who is this resolution going to impact? Because we're going back to our why. List as many people as you can that have played a role in helping you get to this place in your life, because I would imagine that you're probably doing it partially for them. Who's the biggest influence in your life? My mom's, right? I seen my mom struggle for however many years to make sure that we were straight, to make sure that I was good, and I ain't have to worry about nothing. So I'm doing all of these things. She didn't get a college degree, so I'm trying to get a college degree for her so that I can afford X, Y, and Z for her so that she don't have to work. Who will it impact? List as many people as possible that the resolution is going to impact. All right. So we went through our 3-act structure, if you will, right? Every movie has a beginning, a middle, and an end. There's the intro we're meeting conflict, and then we're going to get to a place of resolution. It's 11:55. I want to try to summarize this and put a bow on it and give y'all some actionable takeaways, keys, or in a movie terms, what's the moral of the story? What was the point of this movie? Why did I sit here for 2.5 hours and watch this movie? What did I learn? Identifying our why, what motivates our character, what you're striving to do is identifying your why. Remembering where you've been, because where you've been has brought you to this very moment of where you are today. Reminding yourself, and this might be the most important piece, and this is a nugget that I'll say is one of my favorite quotes. It's where your focus goes is where your energy flows. I need for you to practice and be intentional about reminding yourself where you are in the story. I know for me, when I'm in the midst of conflict, when I'm feeling at my lowest point and I'm feeling down or anxious and depressed or worried about, am I going to overcome this conflict? It's because I'm way too focused in here. I'm in the midst, I'm in the thick of the conflict. And I'm failing to remember that where my focus goes is where my energy is flowing. What do I mean by that? Well, when I'm focusing on the conflict, I'm going to get, what am I going to get? My energy is going to the conflict. What am I going to get back? More of the conflict.
Anxiety, yeah. More things to fuel the conflict, like to fuel the conflict in your head.
1,000,000%. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. And we're all energy. So we get what we give. We get what we give. We get what we give. I'm giving energy to the conflict. I'm getting more conflict back. So, bringing us back, remind yourself where you are in the story. What do I mean? If I'm in the conflict, what does that mean is to come, y'all?
Resi.
The resolution. And again, right? I'm not sitting here telling y'all that the resolution is going to be what we want it to be. I'm not here to tell you that. Because we went backwards already, and I'm coming back to what Pat said. We talked about the worst experiences of our life, the things that hit us the hardest. But Pat, do me a favor and say again what you said about those hard points or those hard moments of your life and why you don't like thinking about them, or necessarily.
Yeah, I don't like. There was one point in life where I used those to like define like me as the person. So I was stuck in that place of what happened instead of being who I am. So I'm like, I had to let go of. I had to take some of the power away from those instances and like be grateful for what I learned, but you know, be the me of who I am today, not who I was then.
Because I keep coming back to Friday because that's the joint, right? Like there's always a takeaway. Even in the worst moment, the quote unquote worst moment, you always learn something from it, which in fact actually worked to your advantage. What did Craig learn in Friday? You win some.
Yeah, you
lose some.
Yeah.
But you live. You live to fight another day. Right? For y'all, we laugh, man. It's funny, but I pray that y'all feel me, right? Like,
Right.
Yo, Craig had to fight Debo. Craig had to fight Debo in order for Craig to get the girl. Because in Craig fighting Debo, Craig got his confidence. Craig realized who the hell he was, and he didn't have to deal with Joy no more. Side note, yo, it took me, and I know y'all seen Friday, it took me probably like 50 watches of Friday to realize that at one point in the movie, when Craig's on the phone with his girl, Joy, it's another nigga laying in the bed with her. She's on the phone cussing him out, and there's a nigga laying in the bed while she's on the phone cussing him out, right? So, like, again, Craig had to realize, Craig had been eyeing Lisa for, I don't know if that's the name of the movie, but for a long-ass time, Craig had been eyeing Lisa, but he ain't had the confidence or the courage to get at her. And what it take? Craig had to fight Debo, and then he was like, fuck it. I ain't got nothing to lose no more. Like, right? Like, I'll just beat Goliath. Yo, what's up? You trying to go grab breakfast tomorrow?
Hold on, real quick. I think her name Debbie in that movie. I don't think her name Lisa.
Her name is Lisa. Check this out.
She was Lisa and what?
Check this out.
Fresh Prince.
Prince. Yeah.
Brother Amir, if you could see my screen.
I can't. Oh, go ahead. Yes, I can.
See the movie right here in my hand?
Yup.
Her name is Lisa. You got it right.
Debbie's her sister.
Not only Debbie's the sister that Debo was laying in bed with, but not only did he have the confidence.
The sister named Alicia is not Deb. It's not Lisa. Y'all trip.
Oh, snap, you right.
Okay, I'm about to throw this joint on right now. And we gonna dead all that. But at the same time, not only did he have the confidence to step to her, he had money in his pocket because he wasn't getting robbed no more.
Facts. Yeah, facts. Right? So that's what I want y'all to always remember. Coming back to the keys, man, I need you to remind yourself where you are in the story. If I'm dealing with the conflict, the resolution is on the other side of the conflict. And again, where your focus goes is where your energy flows. So last but not least, after you've reminded yourself where you are in the story, I can bring myself back to focus on where I'm going. I'm standing at Debbie. Debbie and Felicia.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Debbie. Everybody know the sister is
I would
Bob
say y'all
Felicia.
tripping. It's Debbie.
Everybody know the sister's Felicia. Bob Felicia.
Crazy. They start butchering the movie. That's a cult classic, player.
Yo, but you want to hear facts, yo? Reason why I didn't want to look, cause see now I can't take focus and take my eyes off my phone looking at Nia Long and what.
Somebody fact check this one. I'm pretty sure Lisa is her name on Fresh Prince.
Yeah, that was her.
It is. You're right.
Damn.
Right.
Yeah. So
Friday it was Debbie and everybody know Bob Felicia.
she's Debbie. That's right. So again, right? I'm focusing on where I'm going, not where I'm at, because where I'm at is the conflict. I'm at the barrier. I'm at the wall, but that's not what I'm focusing on. I'm reminding myself that I'm at the conflict, and I'm then able to focus on where it is that I'm going. It's 12:03. Again, I want to be respectful of all of our time, but I would let's just take a minute, if anything. What y'all take away? What stood out, and what will you take away?
I think that if I could jump in real quick, I think you highlighting not focusing too much on the conflict, because that's where your energy will flow. Like for me, that really stood out to me. I know I jumped on probably halfway through, but that stood out for me most because I'm going through some things now, and I was in a situation yesterday where real quick, I'm in the process of renovating this house, and the electrical wiring price is just ridiculous right now. And we was at a point where we damn, the wire could be $10,000. What are we going to do? And I'm sitting here at my computer and I'm trying to figure it out. But I was so focused on the fact that the electrical wire price could be 10,000. I kind of start overwhelming myself, and I said, you know what? Let me get up and run somewhere. Let me see if I can find a solution. In which I was able to find a solution. You know what I'm saying? So, but you just saying that really hit home for me for what I was just dealing with. So thank you for honing in on that for us.
Yo, thank you for that. Thank you for that share. It's always realer, or I think it always has more of an impact when there's a real life example. So you sharing exactly what you just are dealing with and the actionable steps that you took, man, that you just impacted me. That resonated with me. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that for real. And I'm happy that you have been able to overcome that conflict, right? Super quickly for real, because I think it's so normal. Human nature is I spiral, right? This could be $10,000. And I could lose a week's time spiraling on that. But the fact that you took action so quickly and were able to come to a resolution, my man.
No, absolutely. And that was gut instinct. But honestly, for me, why I'm so appreciative for you saying that is because sometimes you lose sight of that, how important it is to not focus too much energy on, whatever's negatively impacting you at the moment. You know what I'm saying? So really, honestly, thank you for saying that, because I'm all right, now I can, I can keep applying that. All right, cool. You know what I'm saying? As I move forward.
Yep. Appreciate it. Go ahead, bro.
No. First, thanks, on that. Appreciate you for the experience, bro. And as always, I always appreciate, the workshop. They're powerful, bro, for real. And I feel like it's power in sharing experience, right? So I'm gonna be real. It's good hearing this because Pat was fighting. He kind of dabbed me. He's yo, get in the Zoom chat. So I was all right, bro. Because what I do is I typically distance myself when I'm going through a lot. So I say that all to say, this made me rethink a lot of things differently. Because, boy, I'm stressed out. When I say, I'll be real with y'all. I got locked up. Then, my wife. I'm expecting my wife. My wife is we're expecting twins. She's been stressed with what she's been dealing with. Then I'm trying to take this test to pass the exam for my real estate license. Then I'm trying to finish out the semester. And, sometimes that shit takes the breath out of me. Like I ain't got no air in my lungs. So it's just, it makes me like really just recalculate, sit back and be like, all right, like there's certain things I can't change, but what can I do moving forward? You know what I mean? If then I tell you, like I'm scared of going to jail. I don't want to go to nobody jail, but if I'm focusing on that so much, right? Like I need to be focused on, all right, if that does, say if things absolutely go wrong, how can I set my wife up right? So if they, you know what I mean? Just trying to like really be proactive rather than sitting in the front. So yeah.
Bro, I appreciate your realness, your vulnerability for sharing. We, like you said, right? Like there's power in shared experiences. We all got real life hurdles and shit going on. And I feel you. And honestly, you know, I hope that this is therapy for all of us in a sense. I think that myself, I tend to isolate when I'm going through something. But I always play in my head now. I heard somebody say, when you're going through something, you need to insulate instead of isolate. And insulate would be, right, like blow it up, expand circle, expand who you're connecting with, as opposed to shrinking. So, you know, when you know better, you do better. We all still fall into those habits where we all still isolate. But if you now know, you can associate, yo, I'm isolating, I need to insulate.
Right.
Even if it's one person that you reach out to, it just helps lessen that lead time. It helps lessen the amount of time that we're insulated, or that we're isolated, excuse me. And each time that we go to isolate, we'll insulate faster.
Right. So
Appreciate you, bro.
Always appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah, no.
Oh, go ahead.
But no, I just want to jump in and tell him, like, bro, I understand where you at, what you're going through. And I don't know what it is that we can do, you know what I'm saying? But whatever it is, help me, you reach out to us, you know what I'm saying? Because I was at a situation like that. Like, I wasn't having twins, so I can only imagine how crazy that is. But I remember my daughter, she's 3 now, you know what I'm saying? So 3 years ago, I had a lot of stuff going on, and I really wasn't prepared at all, like, at all. You know what I'm saying? To the point where I got a little bit depressed myself, just going through, you know what I mean? You trying to cycle through all that good stuff that's life. You know what I mean? And I wish I had somebody, or I wish I had a collective of people that I could kind of like insulate myself with. So I definitely just want to open myself up. I'm not sure what it is I can do, if I can do anything, but I'm here. You know what I'm saying? If you want to top it up, whatever the situation is.
Appreciate it, bro.
Absolutely.
Dre, I saw your hand go up. Final word.
What's the brother's name? The only thing that's coming up for him is iPhone. He was just speaking.
Leroy.
Friday. For me?
Leroy.
My name is Andre. Just Dre.
Okay.
Another brother in CME. Let me tell you. I'm not just going to say you can do it. You are going to do it. You know why? Because you recognizing the obstacles now. Just like this brother was saying, now keep your focus on the solutions. What's the fix for it? Okay, listen, the problems are going to be there. It's like dust. You can go dust your house till it's immaculately clean. Guess what? While you breathing, dust is building up again. So it's going to be there, like the obstacles. The thing is, once you start focusing on the resolutions, you're going to start forgetting about the obstacles. You're going to have resolutions for obstacles before some of those obstacles even come up, if you focus on the resolutions. Now, you're talking to a brother that got locked up for something I didn't do.
Right.
Had to think about resolutions while I was walking the yard.
Right.
And then went to work for IBM for years after that. IBM. That's right. Because the only thing that can stop you is what you put between your 2 ears. That's it. And if you're putting resolutions in your head, then you're going to have resolutions for obstacles. Because, look, already got that handled. Already got it handled.
Right.
So focus on the resolutions.
Straight facts. And the last thing I'll say to all y'all fellas, man, is, you know, is as y'all see, my contact info is up here. Hopefully y'all can see it. Y'all can reach out, email, text, whatever y'all want to do. Take my contact. And I want to take what Dre said a little bit further, where he said, not only can you get through it, or not only are you going to get through it, I want you to use the language and say, I am getting through it.
Yeah.
I am currently getting through it. Not, I can get through it or not, I will get through it. No, I am getting through it because we're programming, we're training our minds. And the more we say I am, the more real it becomes. I am doing that thing. I am getting my degree. I am flipping this house. Because we then believe. And once we believe it, it's a wrap. Once we believe that we're doing it, it's over. Like, it's over. So, yo, this is me. This is my contact information, y'all. I am a motivational speaker. I am a consultant. I have a clothing brand. I am all of these things, but above that, I am a friend. I am a brother. I am a mentor. I am a father. I am a son. I am y'all, and that's why I'm talking to y'all, because I see y'all in me, and hopefully y'all see yourselves in me. Yo, hit me up. Follow me on IG. Shoot me a text. Whatever it is.
Can I get a black